We gotta talk, dude. Immediately. Immediately. Hi, Thumos, and welcome back. So, I've been seeing on YouTube a lot of the self-help community. These guys are telling other guys, you gotta work out, you gotta take care of yourself, put some skin creams on, don't jerk it, dress nice, and doing this and that. It's good. It's good advice. I think every guy should be doing that stuff. But one thing I do not hear them telling you, and something that they're doing themselves that is benefited their life more than anything else, is they've learned how to pitch. They've learned how to sell. They've learned how to create a personality. We all have seen guys in the gym, they're working out, they've got a good physique, they're duds. They have no personality. They get a girl, and the girl realizes this guy's lame. You've heard of these stories, and then, she's going and sleeping with the weed dealer because he brings the fun, because he's got a little bit of personality. He's been in his head a lot. He's got a lot of these philosophies, and he could probably talk like Alex Jones. So what these guys aren't telling you is that one of the most important things you learn to do, I think, in your 20s, you start in your teens, you learn to pitch. You learn to throw something at an audience. You learn to be persuasive. You learn to sell. You learn and you shape your own unique personality by having different opinions, by reading and staying curious about the world, by starting to understand human nature, psychology, some basic psychology, and by accumulating and cultivating awareness in your life. That's going to give you personality. If you just become more curious about the world, you'll be able to see different things happen. You'll be able to think about them and philosophize your own ideas about how things are and why things are the way. And it's fun. It's a great time. And this makes you more excited for life. It really does. When you have your own philosophy and your own ideas and your own creativity, it makes you excited for life. In turn, this gives you more of this charisma, this energy. And I'm convinced that by doing this, you're able to sell. You're able to be more persuasive. So, that's exactly what they're doing. When I sit in front of this camera, I'm pitching right now. I'm pitching you an idea. Here, catch. Are you going to catch it or are you not? And then if not, then you're going to put it down. But that's what they're not telling you, is because a lot of things are very surface level. Be good. You want to take yourself if you're, low status. If you're ugly, then go ahead and put some work in, grind it out for a few years. Take care of yourself, and you'll be good looking, and then you'll get girls, right? And you'll and make money, right? This is the what they're telling you. You have to learn how to sell. And so that's what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm convinced that the black pill that you hear about, this is kind of niche. Very, very niche, I think, especially right now. But it's growing. And we're not going to talk about it too long. But for you guys that are, thinking about your looks, I really think that the black pill community is a symptom or a characteristic of having a low IQ. And the reason I say that is because when you have brain power and the cognitive ability to think, you often can think yourself out of certain things and think about how to get what you want. You don't accept a very narrow black and white way of thinking. The black pill, it's very black and white. If you don't look good, then you're not going to get girls. You're not going to get anywhere in life. And that's that. Okay, you can first off improve your looks, but then again, none of the guys doing this are talking about learning how to pitch, learning how to sell. They're not concerned with how they're using their voice, with how convincing they are. If you're new to this, idea of selling, I don't recommend running out and getting a sales job right away. I actually recommend a few things. Here it is. Pick up the book, a very fundamental book in this area. It's called Influence by Robert Cialdini. Has some great stuff in there. Another thing that I would recommend is you remember memorize the 25 cognitive biases. There's hundreds of biases and fallacies, but try to remember the 25 cognitive biases that Charlie Munger, which is Warren Buffett's partner, made famous. This is really going to help you. A long time ago, I wrote these on cards. I wrote these on little flashcards, like you use in school. And I would just try to remember them. And I would write, what are these? Reward bias, the reciprocity bias, the fear and pain avoidance bias. I mean, you need to know these basic fundamental things. Once you start to look at the world this way, you begin to see new avenues and the way things work underneath the surface. The thing about men is, we're able to use our voice and to sell. How do women sell themselves? They sell themselves through makeup. They're convincing, alluring, seductiveness, the looks, the hair. They spend hundreds on hair and clothes and dress. And guys can do the same, but that's one way that women make themselves attractive. They dress themselves up, that allure of a beautiful woman. The way that men do it is not so simple. As a man, you should take pride in this too, is like, you learn to be convincing in yourself, in your demeanor, in the way that you are in the world. You're able to tell stories. You're able to bring enthusiasm. You're able to use your voice. I mean, that is what separates us, and why you should be so grateful to be who you are, and not to get stuck in this black and white thinking of looks. It's so much bigger than that. Men have the ability to sell themselves and to be more than just flesh and blood. They can become legendary through acts and through deeds and through creativity and inventiveness, and how they can inspire in their leadership qualities. These are all things people aren't telling you, and you end up not learning this stuff because you're so worried about just getting a good physique and all the surface stuff, but you never take the time to put yourself in situations and learn these fundamental things. Another thing that you can do is try to put yourself in situations that cause you to need to work your way out of, so that you can, when you go into a social situation, that you can learn to be persuasive, that you can learn to make people laugh, that you can learn to empathize with them and see what energy level they're at, and then get on that, and then also bring them up instead of you meeting them down. You need to learn what the frame is. How is your frame? Like, a great book on this is Pitch Anything by Warren Claff. But whenever two people come together, there's a frame, and you can picture this like an aura around the person. Think of Kakarot and Vegeta, right? Vegeta, you're like, when they're charging up with Super Saiyan, they're going Super Saiyan, they got the aura around them. And, yours is either bigger or smaller. And the bigger one always absorbs the smaller frame and is more persuasive, more influencing. The smaller frame that gets absorbed is more receptive to what the bigger frame has to say. Now, this is always going on. Always happening. There's always status games being played. This is stuff that you should be aware of. Again, the books I'm telling you are going to give you the fundamentals. You should read. You should be a reader, and you should seek knowledge and be curious, guys. It's absolutely fundamental. It's not always fun. It's not always easy, and it's not always like fast. But this is what's going to pay off over the years. So, Pitch Anything by Warren Claff. Again, the other book is Influenced by Robert Cialdini. Put yourself in situations, for instance, if you get pulled over by a cop, what do? Well, getting angry is the most stupid thing that you could possibly do. Okay, to start off, you have a low, tiny little frame compared to the cop, whose frame is huge. He's an authority of the law. He comes up, big, thick eyeglasses. What up, son? Pull down your window. Roll down your window. Show me your ID. Right? The dude could. He's an authority of the law. You can't say anything. So what do? Well, you try to be nice. That's what you do. You turn the light on, especially if it's dark. You turn your light on so that they can see you. You put your hands up. You don't go scrummaging around. I'm safe. Here's the light. You can see me. I'm not a threat. And then you come over. He comes over. You take some deep breaths. And I've been pulled over several times, dude. And I've gotten out of a lot of tickets. Seriously, one time the guy came up to me. I said, "Officer, I'm sorry. I was speeding. I know I was speeding. I just had a ton of pre-workout because I'm on the way to the gym and I'm pumped. I was so pumped. He's like, I understand. I'm gonna let you go this time. Just slow down for me. Slow down. You know, imagine if man, why would you pull me over, man? I'm late for work. You know, what kind of attitude? How is that going to help? So these situations, you know, be nice to the officer. Try to say, come up with a reason. When you have a reason, people respect it. You know, a reason. You know, I took all this pre-workout, man. You know, can you let me off? I'm pumped. You know, a little bit of humor. Say when you're, this happened to me the other day. I'm going to the parking garage, and there's a guy there that's the security guard. He's like, we're not letting anyone in right now. We're not letting anyone in. Things not working. I'm like, oh man, they always let me in here, you know. And he's like, I'm sorry, man. I'm like, I understand, man. I'm just trying to work out, you know. Is the lady there? And he's like, the lady. He's like, oh, you know her. I'm like, yeah, she always lets me in, man. You know. He's like, all right, you're good. Come on in. You know, he opened it up for me, gave me a ticket. Boom, just because I didn't accept right away. So this persuasiveness, this ability to pitch an idea, to follow through, to not always just let everything just be so passive and let other people boss you around. You be the damn boss, you know, scoop the nuts. And you can do this all the time. You can do this all the time. You're always selling. That's how the world moves, man. Everyone's selling. Everything you look at, all these cars, all the buildings, all the people living in this apartment and everything, all the YouTube, everyone's selling an idea. You're always pitching. You need to be aware of this kind of stuff. And it's going to actually impact your life greater than anything else if you get in the habit of using your voice, mastering your voice and your communication, and being aware of yourself and how you're being perceived and how other people are perceiving you. This is again why I recommend, you know, you take the headphones off, you take the earplugs out, you open up your senses to the world. You need to have awareness of your surroundings and yourself in those surroundings, and not be in your head, not be always consumed in thoughts and ruminating and self-reflection. You have to get out of your own damn head. You don't always need to think. Thinking is, it's a trap. I don't think we need to think so much. We don't need to always be in our head. We need to use awareness and then react with knowledge that is deep rooted from experience, from trials, from failing, and from becoming better, right? So that's really it, man. I really want you to hammer this home. Is like, you have to learn to pitch, to sell, right? The ideas. The guys on YouTube, right? We're pitching. Why don't you come up and pitch, man? Why don't you come up and make your own videos? Why don't you start creating and write the book and, you know, and make the music and ship the music? Stop waiting for perfectionism. It's not. Like, you got to start practicing now. You got to stop, thinking it's good enough just to lift and to go to school and to, and then even when you're at school, you know, when you're younger, you don't think about this stuff. You don't need to pitch. You can kind of walk with your shoulders slumped, your backpack with AirPods in, and just go to school, and you're living at your parents' house, and you're not really practicing becoming a leader. You know, you're not really practicing using your voice and your words, communication. So you kind of just go, but when you get out into the real world, it's like, dude, if you're not able to pitch and sell, it's tough. And I'm not saying for everyone. Obviously, some are introverts, you know, that everyone likes to say, well, that's not for everyone. Yeah, it's not black and white. But more than likely, you're going to need to have leadership. You're going to need to be able to present an idea. You're going to need to be able to speak and be persuasive and not always give up and accept no as the answer. You're going to need to be able to go into confrontation and to sometimes tell people no. And to sometimes, when there is confrontation and some aggressiveness, you need to learn how to put that out. And another thing, you know, we're jumping around here. This is good. You don't need to react all the time. Like, another thing I've noticed, and I've witnessed this dynamic in the group. I mean, we have hundreds of guys in the group, right? The High Through Most Men's group. A lot of us are close. We've met in real life. Sometimes the new guy comes in, and he has an idea. There's one time this guy came in about eating raw meat. He was not persuasive at all. Zero persuasiveness. This is what I'm talking about. People are so opinionated and ideological about certain things, but they have no persuasion. So he came in blasted. You got to eat raw meat. Elijah, you got to start making videos on raw meat, like telling everyone to eat raw meat, right? Zero persuasiveness, no like kind of empathy, no trying to get to know, no high, no nothing, just pure raw meat, dog. Pure raw meat. I don't care if it's good for you or not. This dude was not persuasive. So people start to, kind of shit test him, because guys do that. Listen, and when guys shit test you, you should be opening up with open arms. That is a welcome. When other men shit test you, it's what they do in tribes, man. It's what they do to get to know you, to see if you can handle the shit test. But a lot of guys, I notice, not a lot, but some come in to the group, and I've seen this everywhere in real life, and whenever someone throws out a remark, they take it to heart. They take it to heart. They get upset. They react emotionally. They start making enemies instantly. That is the complete wrong way to do it. I don't care how good looking you are, how much money you have. If you're acting like that, you're like, where are you going? How are you going to make it in this life? When guys shit test you, when they give you a little shit, that's what guys do to bond. That's how we form a tribe and community and know that this dude's safe. He can take it. He can also dish it out. He's not going to get so emotional when things go bad. He's not a woman. He's not going to cry like a little baby. No, like if you're doing that, you got to stop. You have to stop. And a lot of guys are doing that because they're spending a lot of time on the internet in echo chambers where everyone's regurgitating the same thing. You don't have to be persuasive at all. And then, you come into a group and you got guys like that don't always agree with you, and there's varying opinions which you need to stay sharp. And they just you realize how soft they are and how they break, right? Like you can't react. You cannot get emotional and angry. You have to play the game. That's what it is. It's a game. Like you can and many of us we're not practicing being good at the game. And we think that you win the game only by being good looking and by having a six pack and by that's not true though. That's just not how it is. That's not what it is to be a man. If you want to do that, then just why aren't you putting on makeup and getting jaw surgery and doing getting damn plastic surgery and stuff? You want to play that game, the game of perfectionism? That's just weird. It's not the man's game. The man is meant to be competent at a lot of different things and to be a voice and a leader. So that's what I'm talking about, man. We got to do these things. Again, back to when you're in school, you don't really care so much, right? You don't care. So once you get out of school, the real world, you can't just walk around with your shoulders slumped, speaking in a monotone voice, being passive. It's not going to fly, man. It's not going to fly. So start practicing now. Put yourself in little situations. Talk to people. Wheel and deal, baby. You want to get see if you can get a discount at a store. Ask her, you got any coupons back there? Man, the amount of times I've done that, I've got $20 off. Can you help me out? You mind helping me out a little bit? You're right. Yeah, of course, people love to help people out. No one asks. No one asks, dude. Right? Just every opportunity life throws at you, get out in life and be like, here, man, I'm ready. Teach me. I'm ready. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If I've confused you, let me know. Let's talk about this stuff. But if you're dealing with anything, if you feel this to be true, you got to get better. You got to learn how to sell. You got to pitch. And when I say sell, I'm not saying you got to work a sales job. If you want, go do it. It's a great experience, right? It puts fire in the belly, and it opens your mind to the possibilities rather than just slaving away at a conveyor belt. Working fast food and just working behind the scenes. When you get in front of people, that's where the money is, because you're able to pitch ideas. You're able to help them get what they want. So this is really damn important. Really damn important. I truly believe that. And don't be afraid of when I say sell. It's not supposed to cause fear in your life. You're always selling. You're always selling yourself. That's why you want the good body and stuff. That's why you want to be fit, because that's a part of the sale. That's a part of the sale. It shows that this product is healthy and good, and he's not a slob, and he's not like someone that doesn't respect himself. That's only one piece of the puzzle. So realize there's more to this game, and play the game and master the game. All right? That's what it's all about. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Talk to you soon. Let's get it. Peace.